So today's one of my days off. Decided to make another video for you guys. Kind of just thought about topics. I want to talk about TV shows that I like that are either on TV right now or they have been on TV and they're canceled. I'll go into a little detail about the show. Some of you might not be aware of these. Most of them you should. I might talk about a little bit about them, what TV station they're on, and why I enjoyed them. We'll just get into it. It's just a list. I think there's like 15 of them. There's a ton more. I couldn't think of any right now, so I'll just go into it. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment in the comment section which ones you like or shows you think I should watch that I maybe never heard of, and I'll go into a little detail, and maybe I'll make videos about that. Hopefully I might make videos of each one of these later on down the road. So we'll just go on to it right now. It's the fall, so most of them have premiered a couple months ago to a month ago, the new seasons. The first one I want to talk about is Homeland. It's on HBO on Sundays, and I kind of got into this show last year. I'm kind of into the war type stuff, and it just seemed interesting. I heard good reviews about it, so I started watching it. It kind of started out slow, but then it kind of picked up towards the end. It got really exciting. Of course, they did another cliffhanger like every other show does. I noticed that this year, I think it's better than it was last year. You just get more in depth with all of the characters, plots. Is he going to get caught? Are they? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into it and ruin it for you if you guys haven't watched it. But Homeland on HBO on Sundays, it just depends on your time. I think it's on 8 p.m. That's just up to you. I'm not sure. I don't even know what channel it is on here. Sometimes there's websites you can view all these shows online if you don't pay for cable or if you don't want to. So that's one of them that I enjoy. The next one's Family Guy. I'm sure everyone has heard of Family Guy. It's on Sundays on Fox. It was canceled after an episode about a song about AIDS. They've come back. I think this is the 10th season or 11th season of it now. I used to think the show was stupid, and all I would do was watch The Simpsons and thought that was funny. But to be honest with you, I have stopped watching The Simpsons, and I find Family Guy hilarious. There are some parts of Family Guy that are for older crowds because some of the jokes I don't get and younger audiences don't get. Some of the jokes, old people, they're back in the day, their songs, everything like that, like the Conway Twitty cutaway that usually goes on for like 5 minutes. Stuff like that, it kind of pisses me off. The Conway Twitty one, it will go on for an entire song, so it's just like kind of boring. The chicken fights, it was funny the first few times, but then when the chicken fight lasts like 5 minutes before commercial, I kind of lose interest into it. And lately, some of the jokes haven't been that funny, and some of the episodes haven't been that funny. But for the most part, overall, I do find that funny. Another one is Saturday Night Live. I work weekends sometimes. Sometimes I'm not around, so this is DVR'd. But Saturday Night Live is on like 37 or 38 seasons so far. It's on NBC on Saturdays at 10:29 p.m. For some reason, it's at that time. And it goes till midnight. So that just depends on whatever setting that your TV will be on in your time zone. It's they just have so many. I was sad this year that they got rid of Andy Samberg. I thought he was hilarious. I waited for those digital shorts. I thought those were funny. I always wanted Justin Timberlake to be back on the show and have just another awesome song that's going to be popular and go onto iTunes and everything like that. He's not on the show anymore. They got rid of a couple. They retired, went to movies and everything. Kristen Wiig also went. But I still find the show funny. I still watch it, and I enjoy it. I used to watch Mad TV all the time. Obviously, it's not on anymore, but that was funny. I find this even more funny. I just enjoy it a lot. Other than that, it's just a good show if you want to laugh on a Saturday if you're sitting at home. Not everyone sits at home, but if you do sit at home and you want to kill an hour and a half, 2 hours, the show, it's a really good TV show. It's not even a TV show, it's live basically, so it's good. I enjoy that, and I'd recommend that to anyone who wants to laugh, actually. The next one is 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. It's no longer on. I think it was on for 8 seasons or 7 seasons. The plot every year Obviously, the show's based on 24-hour period. The entire season's in one day. It's kind of weird concept, but once you get into it, it's pretty awesome. The episodes are split up into an hour each, like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., and then it'll go all the way around. Every plot for every season, a terrorist attack of some sort. It usually was Middle Eastern. They kind of got in trouble, and people started disliking it because it was all based on Middle Eastern terrorists, and it started right after 9/11, everything like that. So, but other than that, it was good. It was on Fox. Most of these shows are on Fox. I enjoyed it. They're supposed to be coming out with a movie, but I'm not sure if they are actually coming out with a movie. I heard they were, but we'll see. It even led me to buying the 24 video game on the PS2, so obviously, yes, it's that old that I got it on the PS2, so 2005-ish. I do recommend, I think it's on Netflix. Actually, in fact, it is on Netflix. You can get all the seasons on Netflix if you have a Netflix account. I suggest watch that on your downtime that you want. The next show was also on Fox. It was The O.C. Yes, it may or may not be a girl show, but I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. It was back in 2003. I can remember watching it. I was in my room at home, and I was rearranging the furniture for some reason. I like to do that every so often. And Fox was usually on, and I kind of just heard the theme song and kind of just got into the first episode, thought about it. I was like, this is a pretty good show. I'll keep watching it. So I watched it. I kept up on it. That started in 2006, and I kept up on it. Or it started in 2003 or 2004. It was 2003. And I watched it, and it lasted till 2007. I even watched it in college. No one really made fun of it. I don't care if they made fun of it. I don't care if you guys make fun of it. I still like it. I own all 4 seasons on DVD. I think I watch each season. I cycle through it about once a year, sometimes twice. I think I last watched it was like May, so who knows, if I get bored and I'm run out of TV shows, I might pop that back in and just watch all 4 seasons. I enjoy the show a lot, and you guys, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix as well, so go with that if you want. It's sort of Dawson's Creek meets, well, it's probably like Dawson's Creek. I don't know, I've never watched Dawson's Creek, but it's good. It was on Fox, as most of these shows were. The next one is Dexter. Dexter's on HBO or Showtime on Sundays. I'm never usually home when it's on, so it just DVRs it, but I'm sure most of you know what it's about. It's about a cop who's a serial killer who only kills people who kill people or do bad things. And this season's getting pretty intense. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to ruin it for you if you guys haven't watched it, but I heard about the show in I think it was 2009. Didn't know much about it. Then I watched it, and it just gets really interesting. I like it a lot. I don't know how many more seasons it can keep going, but I'll just keep watching until it keeps going. And it's a really good show. I do suggest you guys possibly watch it if you want. The next one's Walking Dead. I'm sure most of you have heard of The Walking Dead. Up until this show, I didn't really like zombie movies. I don't know. There's just something about them, that the apocalypse and everything like that. I watched the first episode and it instantly hooked me. I watched it online the whole time. Watched all of it until I caught up to the TV, it being on TV. I like it a lot. This season's a little bit different, but I mean, they've made a killing on it, no pun intended. It's a good show. It's on Sundays as well on AMC. I suggest you watch it. It's getting good. Again, not going to spoil it, but things have happened in the first 4 episodes that were just like mind-blowing and you didn't think it would happen. I suggest this show. Sundays again. Most of these seem to be on about the same time slot, so you got to record if you want, or there are websites that you can watch them. I think you can watch them on AMC.com or whatever their website is, but it is a good show as well. The next one is Lie to Me. Of course, it was on Fox. Anytime I like a show on Fox, it seems like they want to cancel it. It was on, I think, a couple seasons. The premise was a lie detector analyst. He studied people's faces and could tell if they're lying. It was a really good show to me, and I think they canceled after the 2nd season. I don't know why. I think the ratings were good. It seems like anytime I like a show on Fox, I think it's doing good and it gets canceled. That was on Fox. It would be awesome if someone else picked it up on a different network and made new episodes. that's happened before. I don't know if it will, but that was a good show. It's also on Netflix, so I suggest you guys watch that if you want. Another girl show, Gossip Girl. I only got into this because it was the maker of The OC, and like I told you earlier, I like that show. It's kind of almost like The OC. It's another girl one, but it's good. I got hooked on it because I was bored during Christmas break, I think, during college. Got it on Netflix, watched it, and got hooked onto it. I haven't, all of this season has recorded, but I have not watched it yet. Kind of tapered off on it, but it is good. It's on the CW, which used to be the WB. I think it's called the CW everywhere. It's a good show. The first couple seasons were good, and it's kind of tapered off since then because I don't know how long they can honestly keep it going. But I enjoyed the show. I hope you guys maybe get into it. I think the first 4 seasons, or 3 or something, are on Netflix as well. So if you guys want to get into that, I suggest that if you're bored enough to watch that, if you were into The OC or Dawson's Creek or anything like that. Next show is, it came around right as The OC came around. It was One Tree Hill. So you either were going to watch The OC or One Tree Hill. Both are over now. They've had their finales. One Tree Hill went on for 9 years, and The OC went on for 4. One Tree Hill was good up until the 2 main characters left. I'm not going to tell you who it was. You can obviously figure it out, but it kind of tapered off as well, and they had to bring in new characters, and it just wasn't as good. The show was good on many levels: the acting, the storylines, and they would bring in musical acts almost every episode, and that really sparked Gavin DeGraw's career. So he has to really thank this show for bringing his career back up. It's a good show, just like the other Gossip Girl and The OC, so it's also, I think, every single episode is on Netflix as well. So I'd get into that if you want. It's a really good show. The first few seasons are good, and then it kind of tapers off from there. The Shield was on FX. It ended, I want to say, like back in 2009. It's a good show. Well, it was a good show, and I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was about corrupt cops and how they get through the system, and it was in New York and everything like that. It stars Michael Chiklis. It's a really intense show. It was on FX, so it's a lot more violent, and they could show a lot more on that. It was a really, really good show to me. I didn't watch it when it was on TV. I started watching it once it was already off the air, and I got the discs in the mail from Netflix, or I had to find them online. This is a good show if you're into crime dramas and everything like that. I suggest watching that also. The next one's Rescue Me, and its premise is it's the firefighters from NYC, and it premises on 9/11 and the aftermath of that. And that went on, I think, 9 seasons. It stars Dennis Leary. Just FX as well as what it was on, and it's intense, just as you would imagine it would be intense for a show on FX. Dennis Leary, stand-up comedian, good actor. It's a good show. At 9/11, he sees ghosts, and they talk to him, and it's his cousin. A lot of stuff happens to him and his family and his friends. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is a really good drama show as well. The next one is Greek. It was on ABC Family. It's no longer on. It was over. 2010, I think it ended. I always kind of wanted to be in a fraternity, and now I know that this show is not going to be what a fraternity actually is. But I fell in love with the characters as well watching this show. Each season was a semester for them, and then at the end, certain ones went to college. They ended it, I guess the ratings were falling down. It could have went on more, but the main characters had to graduate sometime. So you do realize you make a show like that, you're going to have to end it sooner or later. It was a really good show. It's on Netflix as well, like every single one of these. And I do seem to tend to watch it, just like The OC. I watch it about once a year. I started it with the girlfriend, and hopefully we can finish it sometime. But it's a really good show that I liked. And again, that's ABC Family. I don't know if they show reruns on it. I don't think they do. But you can check out Netflix, and it's got every season on it. So that's a really good show. if you're into college drama type stuff, comedies, it's more like a dramedy, everything that happens. It's college setting. Get into that. It's a really good show. The last one I want to talk about is the 30 on 30 series on ESPN. I noticed you can get them on Blu-ray now. There's certain ones scattered on Netflix. I don't think every single one of them is, but it's just a documentary about whatever the topic is for that 30 on 30. The one I watched on Netflix, I want to say a couple weeks ago, was on Michael Jordan. Obviously, everyone knows who Michael Jordan is, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, if not the greatest. He talked about his life, how he wanted to retire, how he quit, or he retired and went into baseball. It told me a lot about his childhood and everything that I had no idea about, because I'm only 24 right now. So when he was in his prime, I was only like 9 or 10, maybe a little younger. Well, actually younger, like 6. And I didn't really know anything about this. Like, I was shocked. I never knew that his father was murdered. And that's not, I mean, most people are going to know that. I had no clue about that. Now, it kind of ends after his baseball career and he goes back to basketball. It's about the same time as when he did Space Jam, and it shows how he quit basketball, went in to play baseball. Didn't know that he was that good at baseball. I do have one of his baseball cards, but I never knew he was that good. So these are just a few shows. There's tons that I didn't cover. Might cover them in other videos. I just want to talk about this sort of, that if you're into TV shows, I suggest, these are ones that I really suggest that you're not into. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you comment, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends about this. Please leave a comment on the videos at the bottom on any shows that you enjoy and maybe you think I should watch, and kind of a little premise about it. There are other shows, I know that. Send me ones that you think, just based on the list that you've heard, that you might think I like. So I'm a 24-year-old guy. I watch just a variety of shows. So send that in the comments or message me, whatever you want to do. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until I make my next one,